Take 10 steps back, close your eyes and listen, and look from somewhere different. I know that I've been slipping. I fold my tie and ribbon to hide my scars. That's how it starts. Ooh, I don't wanna be around when you lose control. I don't wanna be around when you lose control. I don't wanna be around when you lose control. When you lose control, it's so hard to hold. All this weight up on my shoulders. I hate to say I told you so. Yeah. Told you so. Yeah. I don't wanna be around when you lose control. I don't wanna be around when you lose control. I don't wanna be around when you lose control. When you lose control, it's so hard to hold. All this weight up on my shoulders. I hate to say I told you so. Hate to say I told you so. Hate to say I told you so.
Good evening. Another one. We got another one. I hope the stream, everything's working. Yeah, we got the chat box up. Welcome back to another stream. Let's move this down a little bit. I was counting today. Um, we've basically done a stream, or I've basically done a stream every day since Thursday last week, which means Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is the seventh day in a row, and yeah, that's pretty cool, honestly. 7 streams in a row, which I didn't really think was possible. I was planning on doing like another voting stream tonight, but I can't because I've just I'm just way too tired, simply put. But then really good timing to actually have like the running order reveal today, because that's gonna be pretty short and sweet. It's just like I have no energy for another 3.5 hour long stream. It's been a massively long day at work. I'm knackered. My head hurts. But we're getting a running order, and we gotta have the daily streams. We gotta keep the track going. We're gonna check the running orders today. They're dropping in about 12 minutes. They're gonna go live on YouTube. There are 56 people who decide that, okay, you want to check the running order for the first time with me instead of actually doing it on the actual Eurovision channel, I guess. I mean, there are 1,496 people waiting on the Eurovision channel, so I mean, we're not all the way there, but I'm honored that you go to my channel to check out the running order basically. Um, I kind of like don't really know how to kind of arrange it though, because obviously if I just stream the entire running order reveal here on my channel, it's gonna get blocked. So I think I'm gonna do it the way that we've done for the voting. I'm just gonna have it muted. You can see it on the screen, but you're not gonna hear the songs, and I think that's rather unfortunate. But it's just the way that it kind of has to be. If I play the songs, it could absolutely just get taken down because I'm basically stealing their content and just putting my face on top of it, which is kind of not what should be happening. But I mean, if you want to go check the running orders on the official website, and then you can like join the stream after when we talk about it a little bit. So that's kind of the plan, I guess. So if you want to like feel the reveal the way that it's intended, with because I'm assuming they're gonna like reveal it as a recap, basically with all of the songs. Then go check that first. Yeah, Alipan says we all know the songs by now. Yeah, that's a fair point, but maybe you just want the whole thing to be like the authentic experience or whatever. Yeah, people just say they're gonna sync them. Yeah, okay. I mean, do that. That's awesome. If you want to do it that way, then cool. Um, I'm happy that you're here for me. I'm going to be talking, of course, throughout the entire recap, though, so I hope you're not bothered by that. But because there's no sound on my end from the songs, you'll just hear me, basically. And I'm going to talk a bunch. And this Stream Elements bot running, it should just stop doing that because I deleted it because it didn't help me at all with the streaming. So, yeah, I don't know why that pops up every time in the chat. Hope you're not too bothered with that. Hodgepodge fan says you're awesome. I'm watching them at the same time. Thank you very much. That's so nice of you to say. I'm happy to be awesome at the point at the time then. Um, Ayumi-san Yuki says I only have Latvia, Finland, Czechia, Serbia, Portugal, Croatia for my need qualifiers. Other can go for Bloodbath. That's a lot of them though. Those are many songs. I like those too though, except for one of them. But yeah. Um, we still have 9 minutes. I'll make sure that everything is prepared right away. We should move, we should make this smaller. We should move it up in the corner. Here I am. We're gonna put up the screen capture right there. We got the running order reveal here. Like, the thing is, I don't really know how much effect the running order really has. Like, we can only speculate, but obviously, people claim that it's a really big deal, and I mean it possibly absolutely could be. So I'm kind of like, what I want them to do just once is like to put the fan favorite in second in the running order, just to see how big the effect actually is. Just put Loreen in the second spot and just see what happens. is the running order actually having that much of an impact, or could she win or will do really well regardless of where she's put? That's kind of just what I'm kind of speculating around. I want to see like how big the actual effect of the running orders are, but I know they're not going to do that because I mean the running orders are kind of, I wouldn't call it rigged, but it's they're gonna put a song that's not really considered a favorite in the second spot like they always do. Um, Loreen is on second half though, yeah, but I mean, like if you take for the final, like in the final, see if she wins the whole contest or if she gets top five. Yeah, John Morrow says Love in Rewind was already second in 2011 and it still got sixth. Exactly, exactly. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. But I kind of feel like that one had a pretty nice like flow to it because Finland opened the show with a really slow song and a ballad that was really cute, and then Bosnia came around with all of this charm and energy, and I think that kind of worked in its favor there. Um, the producers certainly care about the running order. Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. They want it to be like the show, but um, we'll see like how big the actual effect of it is. We can't really justify. Miller says semifinal running order is not that important in my opinion. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out. But then again, like sometimes you have like I remember in 2017 it must have been when Israel, I think they performed last in the semi, and they finished third in the semi, I believe, and then they performed first in the final and they finished like 22nd or 23rd. So massive difference there. It could also, just be like, oh, they got a bunch of eights in the semi and then they were like 11th or 12th for everyone who voted in the final. That can absolutely happen. But that's one of those really things like I remember to be massive difference. Massive, massive difference. Your brave Groot. Imagine the fan reaction if Loreen finishes second or third after being put second in the running order. EBU would get killed by fans. Okay, that's a, that's a fair point. That's absolutely a fair point. Oh yeah, Reebok won semifinal one from the first running order. Oh yeah, yeah, that's true as well. It's always fascinating. I just kind of hate the idea of second automatically being considered the worst spot to be put in. I just hate that idea because second could absolutely not, like, it doesn't have to be the worst spot to perform in. I'm all for like the running order being rigged or whatever, but it feels like every time when they make a running order, they just decide that, oh, no one likes this song, let's put it second. I just hate that concept. I think like second is as good a spot as other spots. Why is third a better spot than second? Well, because the producers put the song that's least favored in second, just to build up for something in third. That's kind of how I feel anyway. Um, that's just me rambling. I don't really pay too much attention to running orders in general because I know what songs I like and I vote for the songs that I like, regardless of where they're placed in the running order. I know I'm gonna vote for Latvia. It doesn't matter if they're placed second. I'm still gonna vote for it. Maybe other people won't, but I will. Lucas says no one wants a song like Evro Nevro to start a semifinal. This guy does. Iconic. I have a weird feeling that Portugal opens the first semi. I think Portugal would be a great opener. Honestly, a great, great, great opener. Um, how iconic would Let 3 opening the show be, Groot? Well, then I know that I can miss the first 10 minutes, so it's not an issue for me. Not an issue for me. I don't have to rush to get to the show right away. So that's a good idea actually. Um, for me, third is also a death slot, just like second. Yeah, okay, okay. Oh, as far as I know, third is actually the least successful spot. Okay, 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 fine, fair enough. But you see my point. I hope you still see my point, regardless of whether the third spot is also terrible to be in. What songs you are surrounded by matters more than how early or late you are. Yeah, that's a point as well. Like if you have one up-tempo song surrounded with a bunch of ballads, of course that one's gonna get a boost from it because something happens there. You know. Running order doesn't affect people who listen to the song beforehand, but that is in a minority of the Eurovision audience. Yeah, that's also a fair point. I think it's becoming more and more though that like people are actually really invested in Eurovision. Like the fan base and like the audience for Eurovision who are actually very into it is growing so massively that more and more people are just kind of gravitating towards having a not an obsession, but like a really like a positive attitude towards it. I think. Now I really want to see Loreen in the second spot in the final. It would not be not only interesting but also level the playing field a little to have a more exciting contest. Yeah, I mean I'm full of good ideas at some points. At some points I'm full with terrible ideas, but this one, like it would just be fascinating to me to see it actually happen. But knowing, I said this already back in 2019. I thought that it would be a fantastic idea to let Sweden open, like for Too Late for Love be the opener for the 2019 final. Of course, that wasn't the case, but that's something that I really wished for because I thought it was like a perfect opening kind of song. But of course, no, you can't put one of the favorites first in the running order. You just don't do that. Not in the final, anyway. Um, Groot, you're far behind. Oh, really? Am I? It says premieres in 60 seconds. Has it started already? I'm gonna block the chat here because I don't want to get any spoilers. Um, it says it starts in 60 seconds. No, it says 60 seconds on mine. Not sure where you get 4 minutes from. And I can see what's shown on my stream as well. I just have to be really quick on the finger here and basically mute the live stream when it kicks in because otherwise, well, copyright strikes. I'll make sure I put the chat up on my phone instead. 103 people are tuning in for this one. So let's just make sure that I have everything muted there. It's only the mic. Okay, I got the chat in front of me. I'm ready to mute. So basically, if you don't know, we're not going to be listening to the songs here. I'm just going to be talking. So if you want to listen to the songs during the reveal, go check the official reveal of the running order on the Eurovision channel. Don't do it here because then you will be disappointed. Warned you there. We're gonna get into it now. The premiere starts soon. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Or maybe not. Let's go. They usually put really funky, weird songs in the third SF slot that either goes well or mostly not. I haven't really I should have probably what's it called? Checked the like the history of the running orders because I don't really have them fresh in my memory. So you'll all have to help me if this is a really good running order spot for this one or this is a really bad one. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Come on, let me mute. Let me mute. Come on. What's going on? There we go. Okay, so we got 2 minutes. Let's see what people are writing about in the chat. Probably something very intellectual going on here. As usual, yeah. This is I feel like I'm part of the Mensa Club basically right now. It's our annual meetup. Yeah, I'm closing this. Okay, 2-minute countdown started. 1 minute and 22 seconds left of it. James says, "Hi, hey Groot, how's your evening going?" I'm knackered. It's been a long day at work, and like when I returned home, I had a massive, massive headache, and I just fell down in my bed. Uh, I ended up actually crawling out of it to make some dinner, and when I ate, basically, I felt better. So yeah, your stream is 10 minutes late. What? 10 minutes late? It's not 10 minutes late. You see it 1 minute after it posts, or no, you see it. I can actually count this. 24 seconds. The delay is there's a 24-second delay. Spot on 24 seconds, basically, because like that's the way streaming works. 24 seconds. Oh, Francesco says 32 seconds. Okay. Yeah. Basically, for me, it says, well, 42, and it says 18 in front of me. So 24 seconds for me. If it's 32 for Francesco, maybe it's 32 for others out there as well. Here we go. Big numbers coming up here now. Was also super woozy today. Yeah, Wednesdays are not good days. Not for me, anyway. But regardless, let's see the rest of this, right? We've got everything. Let's see if they're gonna post something about like the running orders that have now been revealed. Where do we see that? Community, maybe? No. Does anyone know? Maybe Eurovision World has already posted about it. Do we think that? Or maybe it's on the website? Watch all the songs. Semi-final running orders revealed. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we got them here. So basically, they are on Twitter. Yeah, well, I found them. So, Norway first, Malta second, Serbia third, and Latvia fourth, and Portugal fifth. Like, this is such a awful, awful running here. Norway first, no issues with that whatsoever. I like that. I like the concept of Norway opening the show. Malta in second is just awful. Really awful. And then Serbia coming after that. Yeah, I don't like. Obviously, these were the songs you had in the first half. What would we have liked it to look like? I mean, I know everyone's gonna say, "Oh, Ireland should have been second," because everyone just kind of writes off Ireland. But in reality, like, they probably should have been because there's nothing else to put there. I think that is really unfortunate to put the busker with this upbeat song that's more kind of like reliant on charm and maybe not the modern pop professionalism to kind of be put after Norway because it's basically just going to be overshadowed by Norway. And then you go back into this intense modern production of like extreme musical ideas with Serbia coming after it. I think it's very, very harsh to put Malta there. I think like it does no favors to Malta being put second there. It's like they basically just said like, yeah, we don't want this song in the final. Let's put it in there between Norway and Serbia. Just like the fact that it's second doesn't bother me, not at all. The fact that it's second, completely fine. I have no issues with that. It's the fact that they put Norway and Serbia surrounding it. Um, Particularly Norway, I'd say. Would have been one thing if you had like Portugal, Malta, Serbia. Then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's basically the fact that two songs, Norway and Serbia, the most like reliant on production quality, the most modern sounding songs, reliant on electronica, massive soundscapes. Those are the two that surround a song that basically relies on a catchy saxophone hook. That's my issue. It's very unfairly balanced, in my opinion. And then you have Latvia in fourth, which I don't think is an issue. Latvia being after like this opening, I think that's fine. It's the fact that they put Portugal right after Latvia that kind of makes me a little bit because then it's two more outstanding songs here, Serbia and Portugal surrounding Latvia. We didn't need that. Would have probably preferred like Ireland to be after Latvia. I know that those are two slower songs, but then it would have been like a little bit of a breeze downwards, and then you could throw in like the craziness of either a Croatia or Portugal leading into the other. You don't have to align the running order so that there's one up tempo song, one ballad. One up tempo song, one ballad, or one up like one fast, one slow, one fast, one slow. That's basically what they're going for, with Malta being the exception, simply because of the reason that there weren't enough slow songs. Semi 1 is too stacked. Yes, it is. It is. This Maltese person is angry, justifiably so. It's completely unfair to put it like this. But, I mean, it is what it is. Preferably, I would have preferred it to be, well, not really sure, but definitely I think this is harsh as well on Latvia. Like to return to the Latvia concept, Latvia would have been a great first half closer. Yeah, that's a fair point as well. That's absolutely a fair point. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, and if Latvia would have closed the first half, then it doesn't matter to put Switzerland after it. Like, you don't, like, it's not an issue to put two slower songs after each other. But apparently they think it is here because they don't do it a single time. There's not a single time in the first semi where two slower songs are put next to each other. Not once. What about the second semi? Did we do it there? We didn't. Not in the second semi either. I mean, big thank you to the producers from Ireland, especially if it's after a break. Yeah, Ireland got a good spot, honestly. Or no, they didn't. What am I saying? Ireland did not get a good spot. Wow, Ireland's gonna be so forgotten. But as you say, if it's between a break or something, then it's fine. But yeah, this is not a good spot for Ireland. I think absolutely, just move like swap Portugal and Latvia. It wouldn't be good because Serbia leading into Portugal. It's just the fact that you can put two slower songs next to each other. You shouldn't just not do that because, oh, that's not how we do things. Sometimes you need some flow. You don't want the constant like flow of the selection to just be up, down, up, down, up, down. Make it gradual, a bit of smoothness. Don't like that. I feel like every time, like every year when there's a running order, all we do is complain about it. This is the first time I've been like streaming about the running order though, but yeah, I kind of feel like I have complaints in the first semi. Second semi, not so much. Uh, Denmark is a very odd opener. I don't really mind the choice. Obviously, like what I felt kind of was the obvious choice to open the show would have been Belgium. But I mean, I don't mind the fact that they went for Denmark. It's a very unremarkable song for me, and I think Armenia benefits massively from being after Denmark. I think that's a great spot for Armenia. I also like the fact that the second spot is actually allowed to be a good spot. Uh, I like that fact. Like they didn't just throw in a song that they think is completely hopeless in second spot because Armenia is most likely one of the favorites to go through, right? So I like the fact that it's second here after Denmark. Then Romania coming in third. I don't think that's an issue at all. That works for me. The issue is Estonia being fourth. I think Estonia is too dark to be so early on, and I think you kind of need to build towards it in a way. After Romania, it's not an issue to put Belgium right after Romania. On all honesty, it wouldn't be an issue. You can go for more up-tempo songs in a row, like they've done here. Belgium, Cyprus, Iceland. That's a good streak of songs. And then you could have absolutely gone just like after Iceland. You could have gone Greece, Estonia, or Estonia, Greece. Wouldn't be an issue having two slower songs after each other to then go back into Poland, leading into Slovenia, then Georgia. Yeah, this works. Like the whole thing, like Greece, Poland, Slovenia, Georgia, San Marino works as well. Like there are too many guitar-driven songs in the second half of the second semi, basically, so that makes it very difficult to just kind of have it flow very well. But I think this is decent. Would have preferred these two to swap spots because I feel like it's very like Albania becomes very anticlimactic. It feels like it's just like building towards Austria and then it's like building downwards until Australia basically kicks in again there at the end. Andy says Turkey 1997 got third place from the second spot, I think, but that's a massive all-timer. Yeah, but I mean, that was 25 years ago. You can't really like compare it. The hype was nowhere near as big. I think in 1997, mostly only juries voted, right? Maybe like you either had a jury or a televote back then, and very few countries had a televote. So I don't really think that counts. Then it was a better comparison in 2011 when Bosnia was second and finished sixth. Can safely say either Armenia or Austria are winning that semi. Um, yeah, I think Austria is winning it. Not sure Armenia is going to win it from second. I think Armenia comes too early for it to win the whole semi. It's going to do well, especially like with the songs surrounding it. But I think Australia absolutely has a great chance to do very, very well here. I think Australia's got a massively good draw for them. Um, Constructa tied won the televote from the third spot last year. I'm not losing hope in the semi. That's good. That's good. It's really good. They consider multiple factors, not just the songs. Get over it. What did I do? We're just discussing. We're just discussing. As someone who was so convinced that Romania was death slot, brunette showing up shook me to the core. Yeah, I mean, yeah. People say they have to consider moving props and stuff. Yeah, but I mean, do they already know what kind of props every country wants to bring? Have they already had to say that? Because then again, like, oh wait, I get it. Sweden is 11th because obviously they're gonna have a break here, right? They're gonna have a break after Portugal and then a break after Moldova. So I wonder what massive props Ireland are bringing to the stage. because they're basically put right after a break, which I'd assume that after 5 and after 10 there will be a break, right? Obviously, Sweden has this massive structure they got to bring on stage. Um, but yeah, Groot, I actually feel like Latvia has a good draw, as after Latvia in the first half there are 3 songs which are lower in the scoreboard, and Portugal is also not something outstanding, also not out. I think that Portugal is outstanding. I think Portugal will get a lot of attention. It's like the whole like show number of it is definitely something that will bring people attention. The only thing is though that Serbia has been before it, and Serbia is kind of in the same vein of just intensity and a show, basically. That might kill Portugal's chances a little bit. I would have probably like I would have said like Portugal should have been earlier. Portugal should have maybe even opened the show, if I'm honest. Um, it's a good starter, and then Serbia a bit later. I think that you have to decide on the props quite early. Yeah, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. I'm not sure on how all of that works. Sweden won't bring the screens; they were too heavy. Okay, I didn't know that. Usually it's every 6 songs a break, but there are fewer songs this year, so it could be 5. Yeah, it just feels like it should be 5 because there are 15 songs. At least in the first semi, it just feels like if they want 2 breaks, you just take it after 5 songs, right? Um, so yeah, they have to have a staging plan very, very soon after they apply. Okay, okay. Latvia and Romania, not second is great, but fourth and third. Mm, yeah. I read an article where Ireland's lead singer implied that they will use the whole stage, like think Denmark 2011. Yeah, but that shouldn't really demand too much like props and stuff, right? Portugal said they were going with a cabaret type staging, which could involve big props. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Then surely you should have let them open. But maybe Norway has something massive planned as well, right? I think Norway is a good opener. Don't get me wrong, but I think that Portugal would have probably been the ideal opener, personally. Uh, Ireland benefits from being the last of the male bands. If Latvia was where Ireland was, Ireland would have been well and truly buried. Well, isn't Croatia a male band, technically? But I get what you mean. I get what you mean. The problem is both Serbia and Portugal are unique songs, very different sounds than the others, not very conventional, so it can hurt Latvia very much. Exactly, that's what I'm thinking as well. They are 2 songs that you will definitely remember, and Latvia is more on a smoother sounding style, very pleasant, very pretty. But when you're in the kind of when you've been introduced to a certain type of energy, which Serbia absolutely delivers, and then Latvia comes in and slows it down, and then you're being thrown right into the intense energy with Portugal. I feel like that just kind of makes Latvia feel like a small little blimp in the middle of there, which which doesn't really work for me personally. Um, it makes more sense for the break to be between Ireland and Croatia, I guess. But then then you will have the second break after song number 12, and then you will only have 3 songs left. Like the math is what I'm considering here. Mm, don't worry, Groot. Latvia is definitely qualifying because I say so. Oh well, now I feel so confident now. um, Sweden is gonna build kind of like a house. I think they said they can't do the Melfast staging. They're gonna build a house. Interesting. Interesting. Norway usually sticks to their MGP stagings. Yeah, I guess so. I haven't really thought about it, but yeah, I guess you're right. Um, The whole semifinal itself was harsh on both sides, besides the running order, so we probably would have complained anyway. Yeah, that's a fair point. It's actually a fair point because this semifinal is so stacked that obviously whatever they would have done, it would have been a bit harsh on some. I think Azerbaijan is done very harsh by here, though. Like, if you put them between Sweden and Czechia, you could have absolutely put Netherlands, like, swap these two. Like, I don't get why you have to, do I've said it a million times already. I don't get why you have to do a slow song, then a fast song, slow song, fast song. You don't have to do that. Have some flow to it instead. I'd say. I would say that. I can see Belgium and Q. Norway opening is a shock. I think Norway opening is not that big of a shock. Like a shock would have been if Latvia was to open or something like that. But what else did you say? Wait, I forgot already. You said something from semi two. Oh yeah, Belgium NQ. Yeah, I mean Belgium could NQ, but Belgium could also, qualify if things work for it. I think it's in a good spot though. Some energy there after Estonia, which I think like Estonia was done harsh by, honestly. Um, Groot in second half, Latvia would be dead as Switzerland, Azerbaijan, and the Netherlands are in the second half. I stand by that. That Latvia had a very good draw. Malta, I agree, has a really bad spot. Yeah, Malta has got a massively bad spot. Is placement in first, second, semi-random every year? It's never random. They decide. The producers decide every year, which is why Sweden never has a bad spot, basically. Um, Good. It's about time Azerbaijan and cute again. No, not when like they have a good song. I think, but yeah, I think they will absolutely NQ. There's no chance that they're going. Well, there is a chance, of course, but the chance is very slim. Putting Azerbaijan between Sweden and Czechia is very harsh. But then again, like we all think of Czechia as a pretty big favorite to go through, but I just kind of have a feeling like if it's gonna look like if it's gonna look like the way that it did in their national final, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I was not impressed with how it looked in the national final. Of course, there's more. Um, there's like a more expensive take to it now when they're gonna do it at Eurovision, but I'm not so sure. I'm not 100% that it's gonna make it. Uh, Ireland, Switzerland, and Azerbaijan most probable in queues now. I'd add Malta to that list. I think Malta is doomed, honestly. Um, Norway starting is going to set the tone, and I know she's going to kill it. I will be voting as a member of the rest of the world. Yeah, I think Norway is absolutely setting the tone, and then everyone else has a lot to live up to, including, well, mainly Malta, who's right after it. And people will just hear that saxophone opening, and they will be like, what I just heard felt very modern, polished, and now I hear this, and it's like just too much of a like a contrast. Jeffrey, Estonia harsh. She's between Romania and Belgium. That's really good for her. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think she has a struggle to qualify, but I think it's harsh in terms of the fact that she's so early on in the running. I think the song has so much drama and suspense to it that it feels like a song that you kind of need to build towards. It needs to kind of offer as a contrast to others, I'd say. Um, but yeah, it's not a bad spot, but I feel like it could have benefited from being a little bit later, and it would have benefited the show a little bit, I think. I think it's too early to have this break into something so dramatic and sentimental. I guess that's kind of just what I'm feeling about it. Um, let's see. Slovenia's badly need because it's a rough run of songs in the middle of semi two. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it comes very nicely in there. Can you analyze the position of Israel and how it may or may not affect its qualification? I'm terrible at predicting Noam, but Israel is in the first semi, right? Yeah. Um, Israel's kind of lucky that Switzerland basically got killed because Israel has a good spot there after Switzerland. I'd say some energy being put back into it. I think Moldova has a good spot after it. I think Moldova is like just right there, and Sweden coming after that. That's fine as well. I think Israel has a pretty decent spot. It's after Switzerland. Croatia is so divisive, but it's like, people will kind of feel like, okay, we got Ireland, not really too interesting. Croatia, some people will just think it's absurd. Some people will think it's great. And then we have Switzerland. It all comes down to how well Switzerland is live as well, though. Like, what if, like, imagine they do like the most perfect staging and have so much power in the live performance. Then Switzerland could be an Austria 2018 basically. Just do really really well and win all of the people over. And then Israel may be in trouble. But I think as it looks right now, I think Israel has a pretty decent spot. Um, Feels stupid that they chose to stack one semi. Well, yeah, I mean they didn't choose that; they randomized the semis. I think they just rig. They just organize the order. The semis are randomized. Czechia can flop if the live is bad. Yep, I think so too. Brunette second, I think she can get in trouble with that spot. I don't think so because of the songs that are around it. If it was second in the first semi, maybe, but not in this one, I don't think. They had no budget whatsoever and terrible mixing during ESCZ though, and they have years of live experience. We'll see. Yeah, of course. Like we have to take that into consideration. It's more expensive going into Eurovision. Absolutely. Now I'm praying that if Australia qualifies, they don't end up first half of the final. I don't want them to open it. I don't think they would open it. The song is too out there to open it, especially with like that whole rock segment towards the end there. I don't think they would open with it. Feels like that. Usually, what I kind of feel is like they want something safe to open so that everyone can kind of get on board. Maybe I'm completely wrong with that, but like both Denmark and Norway are very safe songs that a lot of people will just feel like, oh yeah, this sounds modern, this sounds pop, it works. I don't think Australia would have really been the song to open, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Um, Estonia Scream's second to last song to me, but it got stuck in the first half. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if it qualifies and it gets second half, it's gonna be towards the bottom. It's gonna be like 24th, 25th out, I'd say. And maybe if we also had juries, the running order would have been different. Maybe, maybe. Estonia would have been the perfect closing song, especially with that last note. Yeah, could have absolutely been as well. Still mad at the producers for putting Morrow third in the final last year. Unforgivable. I think third kind of worked there. Not really sure. I don't really remember what she was after, but I mean, the spot in itself is not like what makes a spot bad, in my opinion, is what songs are surrounding it, not just the number. The number isn't really too much. I'd say like the songs around it is absolutely what decides if it's good or bad. Um, I really don't know why Brunette got second. Maybe they wanted song to break the second curse. Yeah, I mean, I think like I can't answer for why they did it, but I think it's not a bad spot whatsoever because it's right after Denmark, and I think that's a good spot for them. I know they're not that similar, but do you think Switzerland has been buried by their placement and Netherlands being second to last? Um, I absolutely think that Switzerland, like as I said, Switzerland will come down to the live performance. We have no idea how good he is live. We have no idea what they're planning for a staging. We have no idea what it's going to look like, what it's going to sound like, or well, we know what the song sounds like, but what it's going to sound like live. But just looking like on the surface here, it's a tough spot. I would say it's a bit early. I think Azerbaijan would have probably benefited for being a bit earlier instead of Switzerland. But then again, you have like Switzerland and Netherlands both in the second half here. Uh, Not sure how good Netherlands' chances are either. As I said, I would probably have switched these two if I got to choose. um, Moldova is in a dangerous spot as well. The thing is that I think Moldova stands out too much to be considered a dangerous spot there, but it all comes down like will Moldova work live? Because Moldova, I just take it for granted that it's absolutely one of the 10, but this is a tough semi, and maybe not people won't click with it. Maybe that could happen, you know. I can't really see Sweden giving a lot of points to Moldova. I don't see that. Um, it all comes down to like what countries are voting in the semi as well, of course. But yeah, does the rest of the world vote in the semifinals? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe. Do you think Armenia might be a shock NQ? No. Well, if it falls apart completely live, sure. But the semi is too weak for it to not go through, and she's right after Denmark. I can't see Armenia missing out. No chance. I consider all first five spots in the final to be rough because there are just so many songs. That's a good point. That's a good point. You easily forget about the first few songs in the final. That's true. This running order doesn't feel like it's been thought through enough. It's like they say at a table and pulled them out of a hat and thought it would do. I don't think it's that bad, but I think it's mostly just like, okay, we have to basically they kind of felt like, okay, here upbeat songs, here slow songs. They just had two piles and they were like, pick one, pick one, pick one, pick one. That's kind of the way I'm feeling right now. If we exclude Malta being second in the first semi, of course, because they didn't have enough slow songs in the first semi, basically. Not Sweden being between her fellow 2012 participant Pasha and Azerbaijan, the country where she won, and 11th for 11 years since she won. Was she 11th in 2012 as well? I didn't remember that, but that's an you really brought up the stats there. Very interesting. Disagree with your view on Moldova. The televote eats up these ethnic bangers. Usually not the Swedish televote. I can't speak for many others, but like they have a lot of countries in this one that I'm not so sure. Like you can never know, of course, but like Sweden, Norway, Netherlands, I'm not so sure. Finland, there are Ireland. There are a lot of like really pop focused countries from the north and like northwest part of Europe. So I'm not so sure. But you might be right as well, of course. It's just the fact that it's such a strong semi that I'm like not 100% sure. Of course, I'd love for Moldova to go through. It's one of my favorites, but I can never be sure. But I understand if you disagree. Um, Malta and Azerbaijan, those are the two most buried songs by the running order by far. Yeah, I think those two don't really stand much of a chance, if I'm honest. It really pains me to say, but I don't think they have very good spots in here. Um, Moldova have a great track record. That they do. They do have that. Armenia is a great song. People just start to get hung up because it got second in the running order. Songs have qualified from there before. Absolutely. A lot of songs have qualified from second in the running order. Um, oh, it was in the semi performed 11th. Okay. Mm-hmm. Uh, If you need more info on history, you can ask me. I've kind of given myself an archaeologist of ESC. All right. Well, I know that then. Not really sure what I need to know right now, but yeah. They really wanted to avoid putting 3 bands in a row. They had 4 bands out of 7 entries in that first half. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, true. Moldova is electronic enough. I'm not a big fan of ethnic yet. I still like it a lot because of other elements. Yeah, I mean that's a fair point. Sweden gave 4 Tellus to Schum. Well, I mean, didn't Schum like win the televote? And Sweden gave it 4 points. That's not really a lot when you win the entire televote. I can't confirm that it actually won the televote, but it did really well in the televote. I remember that much. You're saying a lot of songs qualified from the second spot, but the last song to do that was Austria in 2017. Are you for real? Is that actually true? I mean, to be fair, they usually just put songs that they don't rate highly in the second spot, but because obviously I would never really kind of assume that some of the songs that they've put second in the running order would ever qualify. I believe like Montenegro was put second in 2019, and everyone knew that that was not going through regardless. But okay, I didn't know that. Then I guess I'll retract my statement. I 100%, or well, I 99% think that Armenia's going through though. If Brunette is getting Serbuk type of staging, they will struggle. Yeah, that's the only thing that could kind of hold them back. Serbuk wasn't really getting a staging anyway. You say if Brunette is getting Serbuk type of staging, what staging? There was none. Title of archaeologist. I mean, yeah, I get that. Schum finished second in the televote. City of Buoni won. Okay, I mean, almost won the televote then. Latvia bad spot again. Yeah, we've talked about that. It's very tricky to get a good spot in the semi, of course, because it's just so stacked. But I don't like the fact that Serbia is before it doesn't really matter. It's more the fact that Portugal comes right after it. It's like too much absurdity and too much of outstanding qualities and show for Latvia to kind of make an impact between the two. But maybe it could also work in opposite favor. It's like it could also work in the way that, okay, these more showy numbers, and then we have Latvia in the middle of them. It's like a nice break and a nice change of the other things. Um, Putting Montenegro second in 2019 was like beating a dead horse. Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. George Yogurt, can our Mimicat qualify? Big hug to you, my dude. Big hug back. Yes, she can absolutely qualify. I think she got a pretty good spot. I think she kind of Latvia basically got a struggling spot because of Portugal, I'd say. But yeah, I definitely think that Portugal can make it. I would predict Portugal to make it. Is the draw good for the Netherlands? I don't really think so. I think it would have been way better if Netherlands was just before Czechia. Then it would have been good. I would have loved to swap those two around. Songs that qualified from second since 2013: Austria 2017, Poland 2016, Armenia 2015, Estonia 2013. 4 songs in 18 semifinals. Okay, I think we made our point there. I didn't know that, but let me actually take a look. Wait, give me 1 minute. Okay, so obviously Israel and Latvia last year, people could absolutely see those qualify, but we're actually just gonna go through the songs that have been second in the running order from previous years, because I kind of feel like this is an interesting one to see. Slovenia being second in 2021 was obviously never gonna work in its favor. Same thing goes for Estonia in 2021. I think both of these were just like, okay, what should we put in second? Oh, we have this slower song that no one cares about. Let's put it there. Basically, that's kind of what I feel when I see that anyway. Montenegro in 2019, of course, the same thing. Ireland, yeah, same thing. Same thing. They usually just put the songs that aren't really hyped up. They're like Iceland 27 or 2018. Same thing again. Romania, um, that one absolutely had a chance, and especially back in 2018 when Romania still had qualified every single year. This was obviously their first time not qualifying, so I guess that's the exception. But the song wasn't really something that people were very excited about. But yeah, you kind of see my point though, I think. And then 2017, of course, we said Austria there. Georgia, yeah, that one could have made it. That one could have made it. 2016, Poland and yeah, Greece was never making it there, even though they had qualified every single year as well, right? 2015, Ireland is a yeah. This is still a weird one to this day, I'd say. But can we just agree that like after 2017, there like most of the time they've put a song that no one really cares about in the second spot just because. I'd say. I would say anyway. Mm, George says, I think based on running order, Malta, Ireland, Azerbaijan, Switzerland, and Netherlands won't qualify. I think Malta, Ireland, Azerbaijan, yeah, I'd say. Switzerland will come down to the live performance, and Netherlands the same. Both of them have a shot, but Switzerland is in a tricky spot, in my opinion. Switzerland, Switzerland got a tricky spot. Um, Latvia has a good draw. Everyone, please chill out. People love diversity, and Portugal is not a favorite and is lower than Latvia. It does. It's not about that. It's not about, at least not to me. It's about what kind of songs they are, because both Serbia and Portugal are energetic, intense. They have a show with them. That's kind of the thing that I'm thinking. Latvia will be a bit. It's more minimalistic. It's more restrained, laid back, chill, and that could hurt its chances because the songs surrounding it are like shows, you know. And that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling like might make it a bad draw. Um, it's not all about like what songs are favorites or so. Um, I'd say. This feels a lot like last year. There are songs we are concerned will NQ, but will like Miss You was never expected to qualify but did, and Ella was expected to but didn't. Yeah, I mean, that will always happen. That will always happen. Can we do Georgia, Armenia, Slovenia voting? What? What? I don't know. Final 4 songs in semi 2 is so well packed. It's a decent run there. Luke Black probably getting a very good draw in the final now. He's got to make it to the final first, right? Azerbaijan is done for in this running order. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. Semi 1 odd numbered position are all safe cues. Oh god, I hope you're right. I hope you're wrong. Bookie's predictions for both semifinals are already active in Eurovision World. You can check them. Should we do that? Or wait, where do you see that? Where do you see that? Bookie's predictions. Am I blind? Is it on this? Where can I see that? I don't know. Casting my votes for Latvia regardless and crossing fingers it'll make it through. Yeah, I will vote for it too. Don't worry. Latvia stands out with its diversity and different styles. I hope you're right. Like, I hope you're right, obviously, but I'm not as sure as you are. Obviously, I'm top of the screen odds. Okay, semifinal 1. Ouch. Latvia is don't want to look at that more. Well, Iceland's low. Why is Greece up here? Okay, I won't bother with this. I'll look at that later on because this is I got discouraged right away. We're gonna keep it there. Yeah, whatever. Okay, we'll leave the odds thing. I'm not gonna bother with that too much. We've done we've got running orders basically. That's the main story to take with us today. Tomorrow I think we'll do some more voting for our national finals. Why did I block my webcam? That was not what I wanted to do. There we go. I'll put myself out down here in the corner again. There we go. Hello again. Nice to see you again. And yeah. Could there be a shock non-qualifier from Semi 1? Yep, there could, because Semi 1 has too many good songs. So absolutely. Probably not Sweden or Finland, though. I think they're pretty safe, but yeah. I think that's going to be it for today. So tomorrow we're doing another voting. We're doing Malta, Italy, Lithuania, Finland, as you know if you were here yesterday. I promise it's going to be tomorrow. For today, though, this was a short stream, but it was still over a 1 hour long. So there are no short streams on this channel, you know that. But yeah, thanks for coming out today. Hope you had some fun. Hope you got even more excitement for Eurovision now, I guess, seeing the running orders. And yeah, hope to see as many of you as possible for tomorrow as well. I'll be leaving you to it now. And yeah, see you around. Bye bye.
How I feel about you